Welcome back, students. In this video, I'm just going to give you a quick overview of Module 3. So Module 3 is focused on self. So it's so important for us as individuals to first like ourselves, to feel good about ourselves before even helping out others to derive happiness from that, or connecting with others to find that pleasure that you can give to each other and derive happiness out of it. So even before we get into the social connections aspect in Module 4, we're going to look in Module 3 about what are different ways in which you can start liking yourselves a little more better. I think most often women, according to research, than men do not feel good about the way they look or the way their life turns out with regard to consequences in life, and so many other aspects of life in general. Like, women have a hard time with accepting self, with self-blame and low self-esteem, low self-concept, and so on. So in this module, we're going to focus on self-acceptance, self-care. We're going to focus on self-compassion, and we're going to focus on how to make little changes in our lives so it can have a positive impact on our mental health. All right, so let's get started to just first get an idea of what the readings are about. So we will begin the readings first by talking about self-compassion. What is self-compassion? Who developed it? What and why of self-compassion? And more so like the components, the benefits, what may be the obstacle in the way of feeling that compassion towards oneself. So let's look into that, following which one of the components of self-compassion is mindfulness. So mindfulness is one of the very important coping skills that we teach in counseling, that I wanted to kind of give you an idea of the science behind it. We do say, right, when you're feeling anxious, if you have an anxiety disorder diagnosis, we often tell our clients, all right, sit straight, breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, that's like, yeah, breathing, mindfulness technique. But there is so much of science that is behind it. It doesn't have to be, all right, sit in the right posture, find the right place, and do this kind of practice. There are different ways in which you can do while you are in the shower, or while you are engaging, in the classroom, or talking to someone, and you are in a social interaction. Still, you can practice the act of mindfulness. So this part I feel is very important to all of us college students to understand and apply that to our lives. So I would encourage you to go through the videos. I have one of my videos, and I have two others where the leading researchers in the area of mindfulness are sharing about their findings and the science behind it. So I would definitely encourage you to watch that. And then we have even the optional viewings are really great articles. I would love for you to even have a look at those. Following mindfulness, I have a section on self-care. I think it's so important, not just for understanding happiness and like being more happier with regard to psychological health, but it's so important that of our physical health, to make sure that we have good vitality in order for us to have a good, happier life. So the connection between physical, the mind, body, soul, the interaction is so strong, and we cannot really deny one and put one in the back burner, because if we lose our physical health, it could be sleep, as simple as sleep, or a sunlight, or it's a good diet, or even an exercise. It's hard for us to have that full, productive, meaningful, happier life. And you will understand that much more. I know we all know this. We know it. So it's usually, I do hear students say that, oh, I knew that already. But then it's not just knowing about it. What do we do with it? So that is why I have the practice exercise for this module, which is first starting from accepting oneself, So we will engage in kind of like listening to a recording. Help Dr. Kristen Neff is going to lead us into the idea of writing a letter to oneself. So I would like for you to write a letter. You don't have to share the letter with anybody. So I want you to be very true when you write the letter to yourself. So write the letter. I mean, you will be adding a picture to your of your letter in your blog, but remember, you don't have to take the picture in a way that where people can read what you've written. It doesn't have to be, if you are not comfortable with what you're writing, to be shared to the world. I would encourage you not to take the letter in a way, not to take the picture of the letter in a way that it is clear with regard to the clarity of reading part. I would encourage you, but to add the picture to your blog, just so that I know that you have done the work, and so that your classmates can see how you have written it. If it is 5 pages long, make sure that you just take pictures of it from far and make a collage or something like that. Be very creative in how you show your handwritten letter to us. Okay. So first you will start with writing a letter. There are different steps that I have. So there are 2 parts. One is the self-compassion letter, and then once you have accepted yourself, you will move to the second part, which is making one change in your lifestyle or your habit that can make that difference in your level of happiness. I really encourage you to take this as a challenge. When I teach addictions class, or if you're a part of addictions class, even here, Dr. Aubrey even does that, where we like for you to make that one change by giving up something. And I am going to add something to this course where I'm asking, don't just give up something. Add something positive to your routine, to your lifestyle. See what kind of difference does that make? Yes, may not be in this next few days while you are trying to put together the blog post, but definitely something that you can add to your life and kind of write in this blog of what you are planning on giving up. Instead, what are you planning to add to your life, and how are you planning to keep up with that work too? So I would really encourage you to focus on exercise, nutrition, getting enough, outdoor sunlight, and good sleep in order for you to enjoy a good, positive physical health, to have that impact in your psychological health. So we'll end this module by having a discussion in the end of this, I think the end of 3 days. We'll have a Canvas chat, and I'll give you much more specific instructions of what are a few things that you can start to think about before we have that online chat. So I look forward to reading your wonderful blogs, and hope you're having fun as much as I am. And see you all.